So hit these quests if you don't mind. Finally a level where I feel comfortable doing it, so. Should push you to 21 and get me to 20. Your guild member. Hell yeah.
Inventory is full.
I see what he's knock these out and then turn in. Alright. This is a caster.
Need more rage.
Killing
Not
a crab.
enough
Alright,
rage.
never mind.
Not ready. I can't carry anymore. I'm out of range. That ability isn't ready. Inventory is full. I need to get closer. I can't do that yet. It's too far away.
Back up.
Potions off cooldown, or on cooldown.
Just kill Markai when you're good.
I'm good as long as those ads went away. Nice, dude. Holy shit. Melted like that.
I can't carry anymore.
Strength, dude. 19 DPS.
Yeah, that's good. God, this guy responds fast.
I need a target.
With that.
That ability isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet. Inventory is full.
Small mana potion on him if you want it.
Could use that.
Not ready yet. I can't do that yet. I need a target. I can't carry anymore. Not ready yet. That ability isn't ready yet. I can't do that
This
yet.
is the best spot for me. This
Either or.
Not ready yet. That ability isn't ready yet.
We can move up the beach, but we need ones that are like way up there anyway, so
You want to turn in?
no, we're gonna have to come back here to turn it anyway.
They can't join our group. I'm out of range. I can't do that yet. Not ready yet. That ability isn't ready yet.
Place orders.
I need to get closer. Not ready yet.
You run. Yeah, just go this way. Keep going, dude. Alright. Warlocks are just fucking sketchy. Just need one more Oracle. Murkai's up there. Right. Yeah.
I'm out of range. That ability isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet.
Warlock warriors all the way up here.
Yep. There's a few of them embedded in these groups, but I'm just gonna test pull this one.
That ability isn't ready yet.
Maybe pull that hunter, yeah.
I can't do that yet.
Let's see what's up here.
Tin vein. Maybe we'll snag that.
Nice.
That level from exploration.
Not enough rage. Inventory is full.
We can go pick this guy off.
Not ready yet. I can't carry anymore.
All I want after you.
It's too far away.
Then you get this guy.
That ability isn't ready yet. Need more rage. Not enough rage. I'm out of range.
Just want to kind of alone here. Actually, there's one coming right for you, so.
For this one.
Need more rage.
Oh Jesus, there's another one?
Yep.
Of course it blows.
Yeah, it kind of does.
How much till 20?
2 bars.
Wow, you got this. All these turn-ins, dude.
Yeah, it'll be good.
When do people stop doing dead mines?
I don't know.
24?
Like, you could do it up to there if you really wanted to. But like 22, 23 is really like kind of where it's at. So once you get to 25, then you could go to SFK. And basically stockades like 27, 28. You can do RFK like pretty much in that same range. So good for these coast runner dudes now.
Not ready yet. That ability isn't ready yet. Inventory is full.
Mind if I follow you and do a trap run on Diablo?
Okay.
If you don't mind. Just let me
Sure.
know. Let me know if you run into trouble.
Too far away.
I am overburdened.
Try to do a quest or something.
Yeah, there's some lower class.
I need to get closer.
Not in town. Yes?
I'm just gonna be home tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm down to play. Then I'm gonna mess with it.
I am overburdened. Good day. I can't carry anymore. I can't.
Greetings. Go with honor, friend.
Strength stamp.
For the Alliance. Light be with you. Be careful.
Old Van Cleef.
Go with honor, friend.
Good day to you. See you later.
Do you wanna go back to the lighthouse? Congrats. Is that you? Oh yeah.
Yep, got 20.
Do you want to do the turn at the lighthouse first?
Yeah, we can get that.
Cart the gold.
Light be with you. Farewell.
Looking for something specific? See you around.
Did you drop party or something?
Yeah.
Nothing but net. Runner, the game that had everyone talking. A card game from the far-flung future of 2012, where one player takes the role of a corporation packed with secrets, and the other player plays the runner, breaking and entering to gobble up data like a sloppy visual metaphor. Ranked the 67th best game of all time and the 3rd best collectible card game of all time, many fans would put it as their favourite game of all time. If it hadn't been killed taken out back by Richard Garfield in 2018 and shot in the back of the skull for crimes against money?
Thank you.
From that point on, Netrunner's essential mix of bluffing, strategy, and deck building was to be left in the annals of history. Or was it? Well, no. Project Nisei, the Netrunner International Support and Expansion Initiative, has sought to release a game that is compatible with, but is not, Android Netrunner. Intrigued by this prospect, I was. My one experience of Netrunner was buying the core set when I was about 6 years old, playing the game with 4 different people, all of whom found the game a little bit too difficult to get into.
Talk about that later.
And now I am back and ready to learn. This is not a review of Android Netrunner. This is not a review of Project Nisei. This is a video asking the question of, can you get into Netrunner in 2022? Let's start with basics. Netrunner is a game of vast, unconquerable corporations whose monopolies stretch across continents and tinker with the lives of every human on the planet. Playing as these corporations, you'll be setting schemes in motion,
Hello.
working on hostile takeovers, drone deployments, and bioengineering, all behind closed doors, and all to turn a sweet
Have a good one.
profit. Bring enough of these agendas to completion, you'll win the game. But that's not the whole game. Netrunner is also a game of playing as
How are
a
you?
runner, a maverick hacker
See you
whose
around.
motivations can range from making money to personal vendettas to personal pride or activism. But all those runners sort of share the same goal. They want access to those juicy secrets that are sat just across the table. And playing as the runner, lots of your turns are going to involve going on runs, trying to access the
I'll be back
servers
in a minute.
the corporation is setting up, and stealing the agendas that they're trying to advance. The problem here is that whilst all your stuff is played out in the open, every single thing the corporation plays is face down, meaning you're continually putting yourself at risk of what could be lurking under those cards. But as the runner, you have a secret weapon. Not only can you run on the places the corporation expects, the servers are setting up to house those agendas, you can also run on places they might not want you to be. Their archives, their R&D, or their headquarters. In game terms, that's their discard pile, their deck, or even their hand. So the corporation is on the back foot. They want to protect this information as best as possible from prying eyes. Installing those agendas into servers and covering them up with pieces of ice, the chunky defensive bits of code that will jam up any runner's attempts to get access to those secrets, slowly chipping away at their money, resources, connections, or brain. The runner is now faced with locks to break, but no bolt cutters to break them. A program they've got stashed away somewhere might help, and a short-term job might secure them the cash to install it. But the corporation feels there's a risk here, so they shift their precious asset into a server farm and work on crunching out ad campaigns to churn out the much-needed funds ready for a seamless launch of their hot new product. Seeing all this sudden movement, the runner senses an opening. They know a guy who can get them exactly what they need to break in. And after a bet pays off big, they've got the funds to jack up their rig and slip effortlessly through the cracks in the ice. But they've woken the beast. The corporation has a bead on the runner's location and wants retribution, sending a hit squad out to demolish their prized rig and dish the dirt to fire them from their day job. This gets the runner angrier, leaner, more focused. Swap an energy drip, install the cutting edge program you've been saving, overclock your rig and drill into the core, but bounced at the last second by a nutty code gate. If they're running, we should profit. Pop-up ads, toll booths, investment in infrastructure, or maybe just something to clean up the public image. But you've got friends in high places for a splash of funding, a sleek new console, skimming cash, and you're back on the board. Divert the funds, push the agenda, punish their aggression. Get a guy on the inside, trash the hard drives, flip the switch, snare the servers, send out the hit squad, burn them to the ground. Oops. Sorry, got a bit carried away there. I forgot to explain any of the game before getting into the theme. Double oops? There was no oops. It was intentional. I tricked you. I'm sorry.
We
We switched the microphone on for this half of the video, so the audio should sound better now. This is what I like most about Netrunner, a rich, dense, thematic card game that, with just 2 decks butting heads against one another, can tell any manner of stories. Narratively, this is a complete triumph, painting its world with enough fine details that the broad strokes fall into relief across the course of just one game. The stark asymmetry between the flexile liquid runner and the stalwart immovable corporation forms the backbone of a game that is so deliriously intricate when it fires on all cylinders, but is shockingly simple when its corpse is splayed in front of you for dissection. Agendas. The corporation scores them, and the runner seals them. However you approach your task is up to you and your deck. And if you want a more robust explanation of why this game is great, I can't...
We go to Iron Forge for mace training.
Sounds good.
Need help?
I can't carry anymore.
So much good shit to get at 20. Shield, Evocate, Blink, new Conjure Water, new Frostbolt. That's huge.
For the Alliance.
Frost Armor, rank 3. And Blizzard. Frostbolt, rank 4. Secret lair. The 14 rogue.
Warrior's getting stacked.
Yeah, you liking it?
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Warrior's cool.
Look at that.
On, give it. Not only would teaching the game take up a huge proportion of this video, but I feel woefully underqualified to talk about this game at its higher levels, at the peak of its performance. I am a severe beginner. It'd be just silly to try. But what I do know is that learning this game, slipping yourself into it, is absolutely magical. There's a simple core here of servers, of running, of clicking for credits and clicking for cards, but
Somebody got
gilding
killed by a
every
fucking
single
Tyrannical
inch of
Death
this
Guard
game
level
is
34.
a
Feels bad, man.
thematic oil that snaps what you're doing into relief.
That guy's
Here's the
probably
best
so
I can
pissed.
offer. Never has a win in Netrunner felt dull to me. At its worst, a deck will simply gain so much tempo that it wins in a way that is too impressive to be disappointing. And at its best,
Interesting.
which this game frequently is, you have games that rise into
Very well,
thrilling
then.
peaks and crash
Christ.
into desperate valleys. Games that spiral, turn with these looping dramatic arcs. Games where both sides are desperately trying to scrape an advantage.
Hi, how are ya?
Plowing through resources to drag themselves across the finish line. Listen, I've got to stop myself here because if I'm
Alrighty
left
then.
to just talk about this game, I will talk about it forever. This video needs to be a reasonable length, so I will try and sum up what this game is as succinctly as possible. If you like card games, Netrunner is one of the best. A violently intoxicating mix of risk, bluff, calculation, and strategy, creating games that are nauseating and tense. That doesn't sound that fun, but it is! It's technically fun! But I'm getting ahead of myself here. This is the experience that awaits, maybe. But where do you start? I think it starts with this. Hopefully, I have now gently tempted you towards Netrunner being something that is really worth exploring. But before you dive in, you better get your
Hello.
hands on some
Safe
sweet,
travel.
sweet cards.
See you later.
Because FFG stopped printing Netrunner in 2018, getting hold of cards to start off is possible in one of two ways. Your first option is to buy cards from eBay, which is a bit miserable. So your second option is checking out the work of Project Nisei and getting your hands on a set of System Gateway. Project Nisei are a non-profit fan collective who are keeping Netrunner going with new cards, tournament support, and a curation of the old card pool. You can check out the breadth of their work on their website, there's a bunch of info on there, but their most important product to you, right now, is System Gateway. And I say product like you need to buy it. You don't. You could print the entire set yourself, proxy all the cards, or draw your own. You do you. System Gateway gives you a delicious spread of cards from each major faction, the 3 runners and the 4 corporations, as well as some out-of-the-box learning decks for your first tentative games. And if you spring for a deck building pack as well, you'll have plenty of options to modify and alter any decks that you build for months. But is
I'm
it
about to drop
any
an army
good?
buff right now.
Now, let me get my first big gripe out of the way. I wish that the learning experience for this game existed in a space that wasn't digital. I absolutely hate learning games from digital manuals, and this is that. In fact, it's worse than that. It's a hideous, joyless slab of a web page. And heaven forbid any curious newcomer goes and looks at the
this is,
official Nisei
a
manual.
raid group, I
On top
think.
of that, it is wild to me that the best
These are
video
all from Home
resources
Depot.
for learning Netrunner come in the form of the original Fantasy Flight Games tutorial video, which uses cards that you can't get hold of, or the Team Covenant video, which is a great in-depth video, but maybe not that great for beginners because it's nearly 2 hours long and also uses cards that you can't get hold of. But let's talk about what you do get. The work Nisei have done here in System Gateway is masterful. Those 2 beginner decks let you get to grips with the systems in a very safe card pool before quickly stretching out into meaner territory and dropping in new mechanics to stagger your learning so the game evolves with you. As soon as you're bored of these bland grey corporations and runners, ditch them. There's something more exciting round the corner, something leaner, meaner, more greasy and nasty. On its own, System Gateway is more than enough to sink your teeth into, a similar experience to something like site favourite Summoner Wars, an asymmetric card game that's fun to learn and dive into, but on its own, and with the deck building pack attached, you also have a game that becomes instantly customizable in a way that's really quite exciting. It's in this customization where the game's factions really come into play, and oh boy, this needs its own subsection. So you don't just play a corporation or a runner in Netrunner, you will play a specific branch of a corporation or a specific archetype of a runner. And this allows a wealth of theme to be spread across the game's 7 major factions. I'm missing one. Or no. Runners come in 3 flavors, like a perfectly balanced cyberpunk Neapolitan. Criminals are non-stop money machines jacking in for the number to go up. Shapers are focused on building elegant strings of programs that let them in just to show they can do it. And anarchs just want to watch the world burn and get cyber hammered while they think they look like this, but really they look like this. Over on the other side of the table, you've got corporations. Wayland are your standard horrible future corp. Profit over principle and ham hocks dressed like the stock exchange, coming to leverage your brains all over the world. Bioroid are the prim German metal men who, as far as I can tell, are just trying to make the perfect guy. Efficient as all hell, they're intent on finishing the game as early as possible so they can go to bed at exactly 8 PM. The third major faction is Jinteki, and honestly, I have no idea what the hell is going on with them because every time I look at their cards, I receive extreme psychological damage. Every single time I've played against them, I have died instantly. Leave well alone. And last but not least, you have NBN, whose sickening news dome knows where you are and why you're doing it before you know what you're doing. And because of their endless reserves of money, they will have the exact funds available to advertise your exact address to the ham hocks from earlier. When I told a friend about the game, he was somehow disappointed to learn that this was the breadth of total playable factions in Netrunner. But at that point, I don't think he was aware of the breadth within each faction. NBN is a news megacorp, sure, but why not play them as a slightly shady free-to-play MMO? What if Bioroid's man machines were instead repurposed for sports? And this is all just on a thematic level. I want to, but should probably not, get into all the weird stuff that you can do with the mechanics that are on display in each of these different factions. If you want to burrow into the mechanics like a big cyborg rat, go ahead. And honestly, if you're playing this game across the table with a friend, you will be in deep fast. You'll want to do those weird things with those weird cards. And for my money, learning the game with a friend across a table, having an amicable relationship towards being beginners and learning as you go, that's the way to play. What System Gateway fully embraces and facilitates is what's commonly called kitchen table Netrunner. A game that's played with a friend where you explore the systems together in a comfy but quite sharp environment, where the joy of playing the game takes precedence over beating someone at it. Some of my best games and memories of Netrunner are born of this environment. Decks splashed across tables in a constant state of reworking, retuning, rebalancing, and evolving. Ship of Theseusing them into shape over multiple days of experimentation, tweaking, tuning, and scrapping. It is delightful. Nisei knows this, and its drip feeding of mechanics over a simple starter set into more complex, customized decks is genius, getting you perfectly poised to delve into deck building when you're good and ready. And thankfully, deck building in Netrunner is much easier than I thought it would be, especially compared to other deck building games. What you have is a set